I got to say, RFK Jr. did a Spaces today, and I heard a good chunk of it. And it's bizarre to me that, like I was just saying, Biden has never been popular in this country, like literally never. And he's still not, for the record, even though he's the president. He's like, I don't know, 25% approval rating or something like that. You listen to RFK talk, and I know everyone gives him a hard time about his speech impediment or whatever you want to call it. The guy is far and away, from a libertarian perspective, far and away the greatest Democrat that I've ever seen or heard speak in my lifetime. Mm-hmm. He is phenomenal. His focus on defunding, abolishing, reforming, whatever, scattering it to the wind, as his uncle once said, the FBI and the CIA, that is extraordinarily high on the priority list for libertarians. On top of that, he seems to have a better grasp. I mean, I saw someone tweet out today, when you hear him speak about the war in Ukraine, it could have been written by Scott Horton or Dave Smith or any of the libertarian anti-war advocates. It's phenomenal. His depth of understanding is amazing. Even though his son went over there and fought, he still seems to have a really good grasp on it. He seems to put as a very high priority to avoid World War III, avoid nuclear war, which ought to be, particularly from the Democrat Party, which is allegedly anti-war, which it no longer is. He is like reconfiguring and realigning the Democrat Party in real time. And I am both filled with gratitude and absolutely horrified that he joins his lineage in their legacy of how the FBI has addressed his family. So, man, he's an interesting character.
Yeah, he really is. I think he's going to reclaim a lot of moderate to left-leaning voters who feel disenfranchised with the modern progressive Democratic Party and feel like they have some values that align with it, but don't feel like they're represented overall. I mean, he is really what they need, even though they hate him and don't want him. And that really mirrors to me what happened with Trump. I mean, in a lot of ways, Trump was extremely patriotic. He breathed life into the Republican Party in a way that it just didn't have before. And the party hates him for it.
Right. I wanted to actually make this point too. I think that in the main election, you would have RFK Jr. and DeSantis would probably be the best candidates because I think they have the most broad-based bipartisan appeal. But because of the way the primaries work, it's almost certainly going to be Trump versus Biden. And it's like, that's once again kind of shows the flaw in our
disagree
system.
on the DeSantis point.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, his charisma is like, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 13.
Oh, I grant you that, but I think that he's
not going to be able to rally anybody.
He has more appeal from the people that want to go back to a more boring political atmosphere.
Sure, but you know what I'm saying is those people are politicos. They're political junkies. True. Many of them are conservative. There are many independents. But when I talk to regular people, they don't know who he is. Oh, they know very little. So they say things like, oh yeah, he'd probably be better or something like that. Or, oh, I don't know, I just don't like Trump. Things like that. They're going to DeSantis will have to go out and be more than just a governor. He's going to have to go on stage and speak to people who don't know him. And he's not that good at it.
Yeah. And I grant you that. And I think
Trump's hilarious.
He's incredible. He's like probably the funniest politician in my lifetime. But I think I'm probably biased because I migrated from California to Florida to live under DeSantis. So it's like I probably perceive him as being a more legitimate threat than he is. Based off the polls, he doesn't appear to be a threat at all to Trump, which is honestly quite surprising to me.
I mean, the only reason anybody's criticizing him is because he's the only threat to Trump in the primaries.
True.
No one's talking about Nikki Haley. No one's going, oh, Nikki Haley, how dare you run against Trump? Because nobody cares.
I mean, it sounds like she's being sponsored by Halliburton for this entire run.
Oh, man, that town hall rant she did on why we should support war in Ukraine.
What a joke.
Was the most manipulative garbage I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Oh, she's awful.
If we don't stop them there, then Poland's next. And basically, we have to risk World War III to prevent World War III. Yep. It's like, oh, you're just a blood-soaked monster like every other.
She was like, we're here because World War III is next and we're going to stop it. It's like, you're starting it.
Yeah,
you're making it happen.